Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This show is called Real Estate, Home Improvement, Finance, anything to do with homes, fixing up your home, improving your home, how to get your home financed. And also, I'm going to tell you who we have today. This is a fascinating topic. How about putting an additional unit on your property? I think you could do that now in Fresno. Our guest is Katalina Klein, all the way from Los Angeles, California. For some reason, I don't see her on the screen, but there she is. Hi, Catalina. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us again.
Now, you're in LA, or that area. We call everything LA that's past Bakersfield, by the way. So,
Okay, then I'm in LA for sure.
and you have a company called Cubed Living, Cubed with a K,
Right.
and you build. Well, you tell us.
Cubed Living specializes in modular structures. So modular structures are structures that are built in factory in modules, and then they're brought to the site where they're joined, connected, welded, whatever it may be, to form one full structure.
Okay.
And so we can build them out of containers, we can build them out of wood frame, we could build them out of steel frame, whatever it is, as long as it's factory built.
Right. And you build it down there, or you build the pieces down in Southern California. You'd bring them up, for example. We're not just Fresno, by the way. People are watching from Sacramento all the way down to Bakersfield, so the whole valley. Now, you use the term something dwelling unit, additional dwelling unit, ADU. What?
Accessory dwelling unit.
Right.
So the state defines accessory dwelling unit as it can be attached or detached, but the accessory dwelling unit needs to have its own entrance, its own bathroom, and its own kitchen.
Right.
So that's really the definition. So it is a standalone
Yeah.
on your property. You cannot sell it independently of
Right.
your primary home. So it's basically a big house and a smaller house.
Right. And all it has to have is the required setbacks from the fence and
Correct.
the required setback from the existing unit in the garage. So, but you guys, you're experts on all that already, I think.
Yeah, we do quite a few.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if somebody's thinking this, I need to get a second unit on my property, they can contact you and start finding out the details.
absolutely. Absolutely. And we do it all over California.
Yeah. By the way, I have this grand old house here in Fresno's Tower District. It's over 100 years old. People walking in, it's beautiful, the trims and the moldings and the hardwood floors. But man, I go into some of these units, these pre-manufactured units. I said, this is nicer than my house, because it's all brand new.
Yes. And the factory build industry has really, really come a long way. Back in the 60s and the 70s, it was really not good construction, not good
Yeah.
quality. A lot of them were, it was manufactured. So the
Right.
manufactured home industry is different because it does not abide by California codes.
Right.
The
Yeah.
modular world does. So we have to abide by all of California codes when it comes to fire, energy, insulate, I mean, anything. It's California codes.
Now, it seems like there's a couple of issues. Number one, are you zoned for it? Number two, the process you have to go in with through the city or the county, and then finally, financing it. How does that work?
Well, for an ADU, it's a little bit different. Because for an accessory dwelling unit, as we mentioned before, the home, right, your home, your property is the main thing. So you can't really get a construction loan for the accessory dwelling unit. So how would you go about financing it? You could take cash out of your house.
Right.
You could take a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, and then you would refinance. I don't really recommend it today with the rates that we currently have, but there's a slew of different ways of doing it. When it comes to building these homes in a vacant lot, then it becomes a construction loan,
Right.
exactly like you would when you're
I see.
doing a ground up traditional stick built home.
Right. Now, are people using your product on as an individual home on a lot? I keep thinking of them as a second on the lot, but
We do a lot. We do a lot of ground up independent home builds, a lot of desert building,
mhm.
so Pioneer Town, Joshua Tree, et cetera, et cetera. And yes, so we have to do the entire site development, the
Yeah,
trenching, the utility connections, I mean, all that, and also the home.
okay,
To mention our houses, because it's a modular industry, the way it works for the permitting process is that the structure is permitted through the state of California. I'm sorry, my dog. If you
that's
need me
okay.
to be somewhere else, I will do so. I think so. The home is permitted through the state of California. And once we get the approval for the structure, then we go locally and we permit at the local level for everything that is trenching, foundation, etc.
Great.
Give
Uh,
me 1 second with my dog. I'll be right back.
all right. If you're watching from home, we're taking a dog break. Bringing the dog in line with our broadcast. You'd be surprised. We actually have a lot of dogs appear either voice or actually hop right up on the owner's lap during our interviews. We have a lot of. We love that, by the way. So.
You do? Well, you don't want me to start because I have 9 of them. So you don't want them starting because the interview will be only about the dogs.
So the questions I would say is about permissibility, planning, getting the jurisdiction's approval, and then financing. And I guess my question is, can you help and advise with all those steps?
Yeah, we are a turnkey solution. So we start with the design process, the feasibility, the feasibility, the permitting through the state, the permitting locally, and we just help you with the whole thing.
Yeah. You know, and by the way, we do sometimes people come to us and say, hey, we're putting in another unit. Should we put another unit? Can we afford it? Well, we tell them, well, you're going to get this much rent. If you refinance your home to cover the cost, does the rent you're going to get from that unit cover you? It's usually just a math problem, often a math problem for us. So, if you bought your house 5, 6, 8 years ago, it probably would pencil out to do something like that.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
And you know, with the rents today, it's still, I mean, something like that still pencils for a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. It really would. But even,
Yeah.
interest rates are maybe 6% now. I bought my first home at 9%, and now that house seems like the cost of that was nothing. So it just kind of balances out over the years. So, but regardless, our viewers have questions on any of this, maybe a lot, where there's a lot where you can put up a home, or you have a home and there's room for an accessory dwelling unit. For goodness sakes, call Katalina Klein or go to her website. It's free to talk to her, I think,
It is.
to ask her questions. And she'll tell you if it's not feasible, she'll tell you that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Katalina, I used up all of our time asking my questions. Are there any things you want our viewers to know before we're totally out of time?
I do. And it's just, we are building a home. So even though you read about the fact that, oh, municipalities say they'll give you permits within 60 days,
Yeah.
or this is really a very cheap alternative because you saw it on YouTube, or someone in the middle of Montana was doing it themselves. Don't believe everything you read.
Right.
And it does take time. The process is probably 9 months to a year.
Right.
And the cost is the cost. We
Right.
live in California. We have a lot of California regulations that
Yep.
we have to abide by. And our homes are built in California for the most part. So,
Yeah. Well, that's why I say it's good to talk to you up front. Get the real story, the real cost, the realistic timeline, and see if it's worth it for you. See if it's something you really want to do. So
exactly.
we have, by the way, just quick aside, we have a lot of country lots out here in this area from Sacramento to Bakersfield, 2 acres, 2.5 acres, and people are always intending to get a house built, and those lots just sit there for years and years. Maybe this is a way to get it jump started. Call Katalina Klein, and you would do those, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. We even do multifamily.
Ah, okay.
You just get these things, you stack them.
Yeah,
As long as they're 3 feet, I mean, three levels tall, you're good. After that, it's more complicated with elevators and stuff.
yeah.
But we do multifamily as well, office spaces, kiosks. It's just modular. You're playing with Legos and how tall do you want to go? How wide do you want to go?
Right, right. Well, Catalina, this is fascinating. I could talk to you for hours on this. I know there's a lot more that I could know, but I just tell our viewers go to cubedliving.com. So the K, cubedliving.com. And by the way, I have this card on my desk that says cubedliving.com. So if you want to know and you're driving right now, or you can't write it down, call me here at Central Valley Talk. I'll put you right in touch with Katalina Klein. Thank you, Catalina. Any last thoughts?
No, just give me a call.
All righty.
Love to talk to you.
Cube Living, Katalina Klein. It just tells me there's possibilities that sometimes we don't think of, but Catalina has thought of them. So give her a call. We'll be back with more Central Valley real estate, home improvement, business, finance right after this.
CentralValleyTalk.com